Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we're taking a look at a heritage auction of vintage paperback and pulp cover art, which is happening on March the 26th, 2025. And we'll go through some of the more interesting lots. I'm not going to go through every single one. There's quite a bit here, but one of the real highlights is that there's a big load of digit paperback covers. That's the British Brown Watson paperback imprint digit books, and it's not often you see original digits, and I'm filming this about 10 days or so before the actual auction is due to kick off and actually finish. So all these lots here are no reserve, so you just pop in whatever you want, so everything's going to sell. And some of it still has got just the opening bids. Some of it there's been quite a bit of action already, so I think it'll be quite interesting to come back after the 26th when it's all over, just to see how these ended up. But if you spot something, you've got time to go and place a bid. This is nice. This is by one of my favorite cover artists of all, Sam Peff. Just see his signature there to the right, and he would use himself and his wife Kitty in a lot of the pictures. I quite like the way that Heritage show the back of the pictures in a lot of cases as well, so you can see what sort of condition the actual artwork is in. That's the one for One Step Beyond, 1961. That's Robert Osborne, a digit one again. That one's signed RAO, which was Osborne's initials. Very, very nice. Really detailed artwork on that one. And that's only got its opening bid at the moment of $1. Convoy Captain. There's another digit here. I think it might be a digit giant, possibly. Once again, super detailed. And you see the artwork goes through onto the back there. And all that writing there is all like hand done, all done by hand. Yeah, Boldero was the artist on that one. Here's another Western, a digit Western, once again with this is McConnell artwork with handwritten back cover blurb. And that's quite nice because it does wrap around right onto the back cover, which is great. Get a little bit extra for your money there. And you have to remember that, the thing is with original artwork, it is unique. Now this one's really nice. It's McConnell again. It has got a crease or a tear along the top, which you might be able to just see. Maybe just a crease of some sort. It's a wartime one. I don't know what book it actually is, that particular one. I don't recognise it. Oh, look at that, digit 401 on the back. So you can look that one up. Here's another Osborne. Can I Forget? 1960, this was another digit, I believe. And there it is, as is. So you'd have to think long and hard with some of these about how you're going to actually sort of get them framed if you were going to do that. This is Osborne again. We landed at dawn. It's a 2 shilling, so I think this is probably once again a digit giant of some sort. D165. With the handwritten back cover again. Now there's an element of good girl, sort of 50s, mid to late 50s British pulpy good girl art, and these always have already attracted quite a bit of interest. In a lot of cases, although this one's signed Chris, in a lot of cases we don't actually know who the actual artists were on these, but this one is actually signed Chris. There's no Reginald Heed in this particular auction. This is another Osborne, a digit again, Forgive but do not forget. I think it might be in a women's prisoner of war camp, something like that. No, concentration camp, in fact, yeah. Digit started out publishing a lot of war memoirs. There's a Western here. It's not one I recognise. I'm assuming it's a Digit, but it's not a cover I recognise. Definitely British with the 1 and 6 there. No real clues on the back either. This is a very tail end Digit. It's a Peff. And this is when Digit were publishing sort of like the medical stroke doctor romance titles. Lover's Fate, that one was called. Here's something a bit earlier. This one's already on $550. Rex Richards, Floozy for Hire. It just says British artists, so we just don't know who these artists are. This one seems to be dated 1952. No Time to Wait. I guess they've been able to see when the book was actually published, even if we don't know who the cover artist was. Here we are, Jules for Madame. Always translated from the French, aren't they? Those French books must have been quite risque, is all I can say. Yeah, Jules for Madame. The Devil is a Skirt, Walter Standish. I said these books are collectible in their own right, so when the original cover art comes up, which is obviously so rare, it's going to create a bit of interest, that's for certain. And it's quite nice. This is more like gangsterish. Floozy Goes Astray. San Francisco Dame. See, all of this little run here, it just says British artist, because I guess they just don't know. The pieces aren't signed. I got to admit, I do prefer the ones which have got the titles on, ideally with the publisher logo as well. That's what always attracts me, unless it's, you know, something really exceptional. I like to see as close to the finished book cover as possible. Here's another Western. West Overland. Nice cover. So this is William Terry. Now this is American, and this is the cover to Imagination Digest. This one's already on $2,500. Phantom World. Really great bit of artwork there. See, it's been framed up. That's how it is at the moment. And there's the original cover. August 54. But a classic science fiction. There's also some pages from Men's Adventure magazines. This one's from Men magazine, and it's by Gil Cohen, great artist. This would have been a double-page spread that they would have then put some text over at the start of one of the stories. Very nice indeed. This is by Mort Kunstler, recently passed away. This is typical of his work. Massive attention to detail. Very clear signature there, and he does sign on the back. He gives a little write-up on it as well. I would expect that one to go for very good money indeed. Very collectible artist. And that would have been for Men's Adventure again. In fact, Stag magazine cover that was. Back to another Digit now, a Digit Giant, autobiography of a Supertramp. This one's by the artist Fisk, who I don't really know. Don't know hardly anything about Fisk. It's not a book I've actually got in my collection either. This is Digit 3, G404. I thought at first glance that was a corgi with the dimensions, but no, it does say Digit clearly. Bit of science fiction. Salamander War. Doesn't say who the artist was on this one. Nice bit of Digit science fiction. Vinegar Johnny. Another Second World War memoir. All the publishers around this time were pumping out loads of war memoirs. It seemed to be the perfect time to do it. And they were all looking for sort of another big hit like Colditz. This one's interesting. It's got a little bit of wear along the top of the artwork there, along where it says a Digit book along the top. So this one has suffered a little bit of damage. But you do see the full thing, front and back cover and spine. So you get quite a bit for your, quite a bit of value for money there. I wouldn't let that put me off. Another Osborne now. Beneath the Nazi Heel. And even today, these paperbacks have a big impact when you look at them. They do look great. You can see where the jackboot there is slightly peeled up on the back there, because all that lettering would have been applied by hand after the artwork had been handed in. It's another classic Osborne, Against the Gestapo. Very, very similar style to Peff, the same sort of level of detail, multiple characters often in one image. Now this one's actually, Stolen Love. It's preliminary cover by Glenn Kraveth. So this is a prelim, it's like a sketch, which the artist probably had to knock up maybe 2 or 3, present them to the publisher, and then they would pick the one that they wanted them to do in detail. Here's another Peff here, Beyond the Spectrum, for Digit, 1964. Got a signature there on the left-hand side. Quite nice. This one's Berkeley, and this is Berkey, I should say. 1,250 this one's on. And this is that classic sort of majestic ships in space. It's a piece from 1990, that, so not quite as vintage as some of the other stuff. This is a lovely Vampirella. I don't think it's from anything in particular, it's just by this particular artist, Saint Julien. What a piece that is. Very nice with the leopard on the top left there. Once again, this piece is framed up. It's been framed up on $3,300 now. This is a Peff, and it's a Peff Saint cover. The Saint meets the Tiger. Very nice. That is basically Sam on the front. That is the artist. He would just pose in the pictures and then paint himself. That's a very, very good likeness of him. This is an unknown artist again, but it's another early 60s Digit SF title. I think it might be called something like Train in Space or something like that. Oh, Space Train, there we are, yeah. It's just a really nice American piece here, The Big Noise, at Silver River, Whitmack. And this is a short story pulp cover. Look at the detail in that. Very, very nice indeed. It's been framed up as well. It's gorgeous, that one. Another pulp cover here from Imagination by William Terry. Looks a bit like the Hulk. There's the cover framed up. And there's the original issue from September 54. Very nice tone, like an original cover like that. Beautiful Western piece here. Break the Young Land. Podwell. Very, very nice. I do like the Western jackets, they're great. Once again, that one's been framed up. And this is another great one here. Rafael de Soto, Make Those Men Give Up. This is the cover. This is actually an interior from Real Magazine, which is a men's adventure title. Also been framed up. De Soto. Yeah, very, very nice. So there you are. So there's a lot to look at. So I'll obviously link to the Heritage auction down below. You still have time. As I'm filming this, it says 12 days left. By the time this one goes out, you're still going to have about a week or so. So plenty of time to go over and potentially put in a few bids. You never know, you might end up with a classic bit of original artwork. And I kid you not, having owning a few bits and pieces in my own collection, I tell you what, there's nothing really like it. I really love the uniqueness of it, particularly if it's a subject and an artist and a genre that you like. So there you are. So I hope you've enjoyed that little look through. Maybe I'll pop back after the sale is finished and we can see what some of these actually made. I think that might be quite interesting. If you've enjoyed today's video, do please give it the thumbs up. Do please hit the subscribe button if you've not already for regular vintage paperback content, and I'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.